Hello students, welcome to my YouTube channel Dear Mathematics and also welcome to the chapter of determinant. In this particular session we are going to discuss about all of the properties of the topic determinants. So let us start the topic from the property number 1, and here is the property number 1, and in this property it tells that the value of a determinant is the sum of the products of elements of a row. Either you can consider the elements of the column with their corresponding cofactors, and let us prove it first. Let A is equal to A11, A12, A13, A21, A22, A23, A31, A32, A33 be a matrix of order 3, then its determinant will be A11, A12, A13, A21, A22, A23, A31, A32, A33, and that value will be equal to A11 multiplied with the determinant of A22, 23, 32, 33 minus A12 multiplied with the determinant of 21, 23, then A31, A33 plus A13 multiplied with the determinant of A21, A22, A31 and A32. Then we have to solve it. If you know that this is the value of the minor of A11, so in place of determinant of the elements A22, A23, A32, A33, we can also write down it is the minor of the element A11, that means M11. Similarly, A12 multiplied with M12 plus A13 multiplied with M13, and here it is the determinant of A. So here it is the first formulation for the properties of determinant. Then we have to proceed towards up to this property number 1, because we have to prove that the value of a determinant is the sum of the products of an element of a row with their corresponding cofactors, but these are the minors, and we have to convert these minors into the form of cofactors. So from equation 1, we have determinant of A is equal to A11, M11 minus A12, M12 plus A13, M13, and from here we have to proceed towards the term of cofactors. So determinant of A is equal to, here it is A11 multiplied with minus 1 to the power 1 plus 1 with M11. Then by considering positive sign here with the element A12 and taking the negative sign towards the M12, and we can convert it into the form of minus 1 to the power 1 plus 2 multiplied with M12. Again A13 minus 1 to the power 1 plus 3 multiplied with M13, and you know that minus 1 to the power 1 plus 2, it is minus 1 to the power 3 and it is minus 1, that means plus into minus, it will be minus. Just I have converted, or I have formulated this step from the previous step. So here it is determinant of A is equal to A11 multiplied with, it is none other than the cofactor of A11, that means C11, then A12 multiplied with C12, then A13 multiplied with C13, and here it is the required formulation of for the properties 1 of the topic determinant, and it is proved. Similarly, we can also write down determinant of A as A21 multiplied with C21, A22 multiplied with C22 plus A23 multiplied with C23. Okay, let us write down these steps here. Similarly, we can also write down determinant of A is equal to A21 multiplied with C21 plus A22 multiplied with C22, A23 multiplied with C23 again, and also determinant of A as A31 multiplied with C31, A32 multiplied with C32 plus A33 multiplied with C33. So from the property number 1 we just understood that the value of a determinant can be written in the form of the sum of the products of any elements with their corresponding cofactors. You can also consider the columns or the elements of the columns. Then let us move towards to the property number 2. These are also the formulated formulas to find out the value of a determinant in this manner by using any element and its cofactors. So here it is the property number 2 of the properties of determinants analysis. The sum of the products of the elements with the cofactors of the corresponding elements of any other row or column is 0. That means, okay, let us discuss the first property again. From the property number 1, we know that the sum of the products of the elements of any row, suppose I have considered A11, A12, A13, then we have to multiply the cofactor of the corresponding A11, A12 and again 13. That means the cofactor of A11 it is C11 sum, cofactor of A12 it is C12 sum, the cofactor of A13 it is C13, and here it is the value gives us as the determinant of the given matrix A. But here in the property number 2 tells that we have to consider all of the elements of any row. Suppose again I have considered A11, A12 and A13. But in the property number 2 it tells that we have to multiply the cofactor of the corresponding elements of any other row. That means we cannot take we cannot consider the cofactors of A11, A12 or A13 here. Just we have to consider the cofactors of any other row. That means the cofactor of A21, suppose I have taken this row C21, then the corresponding element of A12 it is A22, that means its cofactor is C22 sum, then it is C23, the cofactor of A23 it is C23, and here it will give us the result as 0. Again let us consider the third row here. So again consider A11, A12, A13. Suppose we have to consider the cofactors of the corresponding elements of the third row. That means the cofactor of A31 it is C31, it is C32 and it is C33. After multiplying we have to sum all of the three results and it will be also given as the result 0. So here it is the difference in between the property number 1 and property number 2. Property number 2 gives us two results, because in the property number 1 we have to sum the products of any elements, all of the elements of any row with their corresponding cofactors, and then the sum will give us the result as the determinant of that given matrix. But in the other cases, like the property number 2, if we are finding out the sum of the products of the elements of any row with the cofactors of the corresponding elements of any other row is equal to 0. So here it is the total analysis of property number 1 and property number 2. Just let us prove it. Of any row, that is, here we can prove it as determinant, the value of it will be A11. Suppose we have multiplied, let us take the products of the elements of first row, that means A11, it is again A12, then it is again A13, and we have to multiply the cofactors of the corresponding elements of a second row. That means the cofactor of a21, because the corresponding element of a11 it is a21, corresponding element of a12 it is a22, corresponding element of a13 it is a23. So we have to multiply a11 with the cofactor of a21, that means c21, it is c22 and it is c23, and here it is a11 multiplied with the value of the, because we know that the cofactor of any element aij, it is the minus 1 to the power I plus j with the minor of that element aij. So by using this property here, minus 1 to the power 2 plus 1 multiplied with m21, a12 minus 1 to the power 2 plus 2 multiplied with m22, then again a13 multiplied with minus 1 to the power 2 plus 3, then it is m23. Then here just simplifying, minus 1 to the power 2 plus 1, that means minus 1 to the power 3, so it will give a negative sign. So it is minus a11 multiplied with m21, then it is plus a12 multiplied with m22, it is minus a13 multiplied with m23, and here minus a11, the value of m21, the value of m21, that means minor of a21, it will cancel, and here is the value a12, a13, a32, a33, then plus a12 multiplied with the minor of the element a22 here. So just cancelling its corresponding row and column, just we are having these values a11, a13, a11, a13, a31, a33, then minus a13 multiplied with m23, minor of a23, and cancelling these values we have a11, a12, a11, a12, and here it is a31, a32, and by simplifying these steps you can have 0. Just solving we can have it is 0. So here it is the property number 2, and you can solve any of the problems by using this property number 2. Then let us discuss about the property number 3. Just you have to solve this and you can find out the value as 0, so that the property number 2 is proved here. So here it is the property number 3, and the property number 3 tells that the value of a determinant remains unchanged if its rows and columns are interchanged with each other. If suppose any matrix A is here, Aij be a square matrix of order n, that means the value of the determinant of A is very much equal to the value of the determinant of its transpose. That means if we are finding out the transpose of any matrix, then that value of the determinant will be equal to the original value of the given determinant. So let us prove it. Let delta is equal to determinant of all these elements a11, a12, a13 up to a33, 9 elements are there, and then let us consider a new matrix or a new determinant which is obtained by interchanging the rows into the columns, and that is the new determinant is let delta dash, and here it is obtained by interchanging the rows into the columns. That means we have to convert all of the rows into columns, or you can say that we can convert the columns into the rows. So here it is a11, a21, a31, then it is a12, a22, a32, then it is a13, a23, and it is a33. And we have to prove that these values of both of the determinants are equal with each other. Let us expand it along the row 1. Expanding along the row 1, it is positive, negative, positive. So here it is a11 multiplied with a11 multiplied with it is a22, a23, a32, a33 minus a12 multiplied with the determinant. So cancelling, here it is a21, a23, it is a31, it is a33. Then the last element, here it is, and here it is A21, A22, it is A31, it is A32, and this is the value of the original determinant. Then we have to find out the value of the determinant, the newly formed determinant is here, and expanding along column 1. Here we have expanded it along row 1, and here we have to expand it along column 1, and it is positive, negative, positive. Then it is A11 multiplied with A22, A32, A23, and it is A33. Then minus the element A12, cancelling these elements, we can have A21, A31, it is A23, A33. Then taking the element plus A13, and here it is equal to multiplied with A21, A31, it is A22, and it is A32. And you can see that these values are equal with each other. These values are equal with each other. So you can write down, so delta is equal to delta dash. So here it is the proof of the property number 3. Let us consider an example, and we have to prove it by taking the help of or by using the property number 3. Okay, let us consider an example here based upon the property number 3. Example. Let A is equal to 2, 1, 3, 4, 2, 5, 6, 7, 1 be a matrix, square matrix of order 3. And we have to, let us first find out the value of the determinant of A. Determinant of A is equal to determinant of 2, 1, 3, 4, 2, 5, 6, 7, 1, and the determinant of these elements. So it will be 2 multiplied with 2, 5, 7, 1 minus 1 multiplied with 4, 5, 6, 1 plus 3 multiplied with 4, 2, 6, 7. 4, 2, 6, 7. Then it is 2 multiplied with 2 minus 35 minus 1 multiplied with 4 minus 30 plus 3 multiplied with 28 minus 12. Then it is minus 33 into 2, it is minus 66 minus, it is minus 26, minus minus it is plus, so it is plus 26. Then it is 16 into 3, it is 48, it is plus 26, so it is minus 66, 26, 48. So that is the value 8. It gives us the value 8. Then we have to form a newly formed matrix by interchanging the rows into the columns. Let B be the new matrix obtained by interchanging the rows into columns of the matrix of the given matrix A. So B is equal to 2, 4, 6, then 1, 2, 7, then it is 3, 5, 1. Then here again we have to find out the determinant of V and we have to prove that the determinant of A is equal to determinant of V. So it is 2, 4, 6, 1, 2, 7, 3, 5, 1, and it is 2 multiplied with 2, 7, 5, 1, minus 4 multiplied with 1, 7, 3, 1, plus 6 multiplied with 1, 2, 3, 5, and here you have to prove that the value will be 8. You can prove that by expanding this or by simplifying this step. You have to prove that this value is equal to 8, and then you can write down that is determinant of A is equal to determinant of V. At the last you have to write down these steps. So here it is all about the property number 3 and one of the problem based upon the property number 3. Then let us move towards to the property number 4 of the properties group of determinants. So here it is the property number 4. Property number 4 tells that if any two rows or columns of a determinant are interchanged with each other, any two rows or any two columns, then the sign of the determinant is changed. Only the sign of the determinant is changed. That means if it is positive, then it will become negative. If it is negative, then it will become positive. But the value remains the same. The numerical value exists there, remains unchanged. And here it is the proof of the property number 4. Let delta is equal to determinant of the A1, B1, C1, A2, B2, C2 and A3, B3, C3. Suppose let delta dash be the new determinant which is formed by obtaining the or obtained by interchanging the first row with the third row. That means the third row is shifted to the first row. Here you can see that this is the third row, and in the newly formed determinant it is in the first position, and the first row is in the position of the third row. So whenever we are expanding both of the determinants here, delta and delta dash, we can prove that or we can show that delta is equal to delta dash is equal to minus delta, and you have to prove it. The proof is for you. Proof is for you, and it is the text for you. You can show that by expanding this delta, and then you have to expand this delta dash. Then you can show that this is the delta dash is equal to minus delta. Let us consider an example based upon this property number 4. Example, let A is equal to 2, 1, 3, 5, 2, 4, and then again 6, 2, 1. This is the given square matrix of order 3. First of all, we have to find out its determinant. Then it is 2, 1, 3, 5, 2, 4, 6, 2, 1. Its determinant, then it will be 2 multiplied with 2, 4, 2, 1, minus 1 multiplied with 5, 4. It is 6, 1. Then plus 3 multiplied with 5, 2, then it is 6, 2. And just solving, it is 2 minus 8, minus 1, 5 minus 24, then plus 3 multiplied with 10 minus 12, then it is minus 6 into 2, it is minus 12, it is minus 19, it is plus 19, then it is 10 minus 12, it is minus 2, multiplied with 3, it is minus 6, minus 12 minus 6, it is minus 18, that means this value is equal to 1. Suppose we have just interchanged the first row with the third row, and that matrix, newly formed matrix, is taken as V. Let B be the new matrix obtained by interchanging first row and third row. So here V matrix is 6, 2, 1, 5, 2, 4, then 2, 1, 3. And the value of the determinant of a V matrix, here it is 6, 2, 1, 5, 2, 4, 2, 1, 3. And let us expand it along the first row. Okay, this is the element 6, 2, 4, 1, 3. then a minus 2, it is 5423, 5423, then it is plus 1, it is 5221. Simplifying, it is 6 minus 4 minus 2, it is 15 minus 8 plus 1, it is 5 minus 4, it is 12 minus 14, it is plus 1, and you can see that this is minus 1. So from this value of two determinants of determinant of A and determinant of B, comparing both of the values, we can see that the numerical value is there, it is not changed, but the sign is changed. Here we are getting positive plus 1 and here we are getting negative 1, that means minus 1. So here is all of the proof and some of the examples based upon the property number 4. Then let us move towards to the property number 5. So here it is the property number 5, and we have to prove that if any two rows or columns of a determinant are identical, then its value is 0, and we have to prove it by taking the help of an example. Let A is equal to 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 5, 3, 2. Okay, let us consider 6. And this is a matrix where the row 1 and row 2 are identical. Then let us find out its determinant. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 5, 3, 6. Expanding along the first row, it is positive, negative, positive. 1 multiplied with 2, 3, it is 3, 6. Minus 2 multiplied with 1, 3, 5, 6. Then plus 3 multiplied with 1, 2, 5, 3. And here it is 1, 12 minus 9, minus 2, 6 minus 15, plus 3, 3 minus 10. And it is 3 plus it is minus 9, it is plus 18, then it is minus 21, and here it is equal to 0. So it is all about the property number 5 and the example based upon the property number 5. That means here we have studied that if any two rows or any two columns of a determinant are identical, that means all of the corresponding elements are equal with each other, then the value of that determinant must be equal to 0. Then let us move towards property number 6. Here it is the property number 6, and tells that if each element of a row or a column of a determinant is multiplied by a constant k, then the value of the new determinant is k times of the original determinant. Let delta is equal to a1 b1 c1 a2 b2 c2 and a3 b3 c3, determinant of these 9 elements. Suppose I have formed a new determinant obtained by multiplying each element of the first row by k. Then you can see that the newly formed element, by multiplying a constant k with all of the elements of the first row, here k into a1 it is k1, k into b1 it is kb1, it is k into c1 it is kc1. And we have to prove that the value of the determinant of this newly formed determinant is k multiplied with this determinant. Okay, let us prove it. And you can see that this value is equal to a1 b2 c3 minus b3 c2, then minus b1 multiplied with, this is a2 c3 minus c2 a3, then plus c1 multiplied with a2 b3 minus b2 a3. Then here just expanding it, we can have k a1, it is b2 c3 b2 c2 b3 c3 minus kb1, it is a2 c2, then it is a3 c3, plus kc1, it is a2 b2 and a3 b3. Just taking the common k, the constant k, and expanding the all of the three determinants here. We have a1, b2, c3 minus b3, c2. Then minus b1, it is a2, c3 minus c2, a3, plus c1, it is a2, b3 minus b2, a3. And in place of this value, just we can put down delta. So delta dash is equal to k multiplied with delta, and here it is the proof of the property number 6. Just implement this property number 6 into a problem so that it will be clear to you. So it is the example based upon property number 6. Let A is equal to 2, 1, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 5. Then here determinant of A is equal to 2, 1, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 5. And this value is equal to 2 multiplied with 2, 3, 2, 5 minus 1 multiplied with 1, 3, 4, 5 plus 3 multiplied with 1, 2, 4, 2. Then this is 2 multiplied with 10 minus 6 minus 1 multiplied with 5 minus 12 plus 3 multiplied with 2 minus 8. And here it is 8 plus 7 and it is minus 3. Let us multiply a 2 to the second row of the given determinant. Let B be the new matrix obtained by multiplying 2 to the second row, that is B is equal to 2, 1, 3, 2, 4, 6, 4, 2, 5. And here determinant of B is equal to 2, 1, 3, 2, 4, 6 and it is 4, 2, 5 and its determinant. Then we have to solve it. And here we can get it is 20 minus 12 minus 1, 10 minus 24 plus 3, it is 4 minus 16. So it is 8 to 16 minus plus 14 and then this is minus 12 into 3, that means minus 36. Minus 36, that means it is minus 6. And you can see that from the two determinant, the value of the two determinants we can write down. So we have, and you can also in place of minus 6 you can also write down it is 2 multiplied with minus 3, that means 2 multiplied with the determinant of A. So we have determinant of V is equal to 2 determinant of A, and here it is proved. So it is all about this property and problem based upon that property. Then let us move to the next property. So here it is the property number 7, and the property number 7 tells that if any two rows or columns of a determinant are proportional, then its value is 0. Proportional means all of the elements of a row are multiple of the corresponding elements of any other row, and then the value of the determinant is equal to 0. Let delta is equal to a1 b1 c1 a2 b2 c2 and k1 kb1 and kc1. You can see that all of the elements of the third row are the k multiple of the first row, and from that third row we can take a common of k, so that after taking common here k, we can see that this first row and second row are identical with each other. So again, by putting the properties of determinant as the two rows are equal, row 1 and row 3 are identical, then that value of the determinant is equal to 0. That means k multiplied with 0, it is again 0. Let us consider an example. Let a is equal to 2 4 3 5 4 6 and this is 486. Suppose we have to find out the determinant of this given matrix A. Then this determinant will not be expanded. We don't have to expand this determinant to find out its value. Just let us take a common from this third row. Just taking 2 as common from third row, we have 2 4 3 5 4 6. Taking 2 common from 4, it is 4, then 8 becomes 4, then 6 becomes 3, and then again this is equal to 0, because the row 1 and row 3 are identical. As they are identical, so by putting the properties of determinant, we can just simply write down the determinant of this given determinant is equal to 0. That means 2 multiplied with 0, it is 0. Then let us move towards to the property number 8. Here it is the property number 8. If each elements of a row or a column of a determinant is expressed as the sum of 2 or more terms, then the determinant can be expressed as the sum of 2 or more determinants. Just let us go through the proof so that you can understand it. Let delta is equal to determinant of these elements, and you can see that by considering the first row, all of the elements are expressed as the sum of 2 elements. Then this determinant can be separated into the sum of 2 determinants, because all of the elements of the first row are the sum of 2 terms. So whenever we are going to separate, just we have to consider all of the rest of the terms of row 2 and row 3 as unchanged in both of the determinants. That means we have to write down just simply a2 b2 c2 a3 b3 c3 in the both of the determinants as unchanged manner. But we have to separate the terms of the first row into 2 types. So first elements, the first components are here a1 b1 c1, and we have to write down it in the first determinant. Then in the second determinant, newly formed determinant, we have to write down the second components of the first row. That means alpha, beta and gamma are represented in the first row of the newly formed second determinant, and they can be separated easily. So this is all about the property number 8. Then moving towards to the property number 9. But the property number 9 is basically based upon the property number 8. So property number 8 is also very much important for you. So here it is the property number 9. Let A be a square matrix and B be a square matrix obtained from A. It is derived from A by adding to a row of a scalar multiple of another row of A. Then scalar multiple, suppose it is taken as K. Then the determinant of both the matrices will be equal with each other. Let us prove it. Let the matrix A is defined as A1 B1 C1 A2 B2 C2 A3 B3 C3, and this determinant of the A is equal to determinant of again all these 9 elements. Suppose B is a newly formed matrix, and here one of the row is the sum of the scalar multiple of another row or column. Here we have considered column cases. That means the first column is the sum of the first column with the scalar multiple of a second column of the previous original matrix. That means again I am repeating that case. In the the difference between the two matrices is that in the second newly formed matrix, one of the column is the sum of the first column of the given matrix with the scalar multiple of another column. That means it is A1 plus KB1, A2 plus scalar multiple of V2, A3 plus scalar multiple of V3. If it is expressible, or if it can be expressed in this manner, then you have to so much confident that, or you have to so much sure that the value of the both of the determinants is equal to same. Let us prove it. The determinant of the newly formed matrix, it is the determinant of again all these 9 elements present in the given matrix. Then by using the property number 8, its previous property, we can separate these elements of the first column into two determinants by using the property number 8, so that the rest of the elements are unchanged here, B1, B2, B3, C1, C2, C3 in the both of the two determinants. Just we have to separate the terms, the two terms of the first column. The first components of the first columns are represented in the first determinant, and the second components are represented in the first column, again in a new determinant, second determinant. Just we have to solve it, and we have to prove that both of the value of the determinant A and determinant V are equal. Just let us A1, B1, C1, it is A2, B2, C2, this is the determinant of V. It is A3, V3, C3. This determinant is unchanged, but let us take a common from the second determinant. Taking K as common, here we are getting B1, B1, C1, it is V2, B2, C2, and this is V3, V3, C3. But here you can see that this is the determinant of A, because from the equation number 1, or you can consider the determinant of A, but here it is K multiplied with 0, because the column 1 and column 2 are identical. Column 1 and column 2 are identical. As all of you know that from the properties of determinant, if any two rows or columns are identical, then value of that determinant must be equal to 0. So we can put the value 0 in this place. So the determinant of V is very much equal to determinant of A in this case. So it is all about the property number 9. Then let us move first to the next properties. So these are the last 3 properties of this current video session, that means properties of determinant. The property number 10 tells that if A is a square matrix and the order is n, but the order is greater than or equal to 2, such that each element in a row of the matrix A is 0, then the determinant is equal to 0. Let us consider an example. Let A is equal to 0, 0, 0, 5, 2, 7, 3, 8, 6. This is a matrix of order 3 and it is greater than 2. And the determinant of the matrix A, just we don't have to find out the determinant in the case of expanding or by using expanding case. Just we have to write down as it is 0, because all elements of the first row are 0. So the value of the determinant is equal to 0. So it is based upon the property number 10. Then let us move to the property number 11. Property number 11 tells that we have to consider a diagonal matrix. Suppose it is a diagonal matrix A11, then it is 0, 0, 0, dot, 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 then it is 0, A22, 0, 0, then it is 0, 0, A33, dot, dot, dot. Similarly 0, 0, dot, 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 this is the last element ANN. And this is a diagonal matrix of order n. Then whenever we are going to find out the determinant of this matrix, we don't need to go through the procedure by expanding along column 1, column 2 or row 1, row 2. Just you have to multiply all the elements from the A11 up to ANN. That means you have to multiply all of the main diagonal elements so that you can easily find out just you have to multiply up to this step, and that value is equal to the determinant of the given diagonal matrix A. So it is the resultant, and it is based upon the property number 11 of this current video session. Then property number 12, the last property of the properties of determinants. If A and B are square matrices of same order, then the determinant of multiplication of both the matrices is very much equal to the product of determinant of corresponding A and B. That means, first of all, we have to find out in the left hand side case, first of all, we have to find out the multiplication of both the matrices A and B. Then you have to find out its determinant. But in the right hand side, first of all, you have to find out the determinant of A, then you have to find out the determinant of B, and then you have to multiply with each other. Then, suppose let us consider an example. Just you have, this is the text for you. Let A is equal to 2, 1, 4, 2, 4, 3. And B is equal to 5, 6, 7, 8. Then, first of all, we have to find out the product of A and B. Then in the left hand side, you have to find out the determinant of AB. Then you have to proceed towards finding out determinant of A, and you have to find out determinant of B. And then in the right hand side condition, just you have to multiply determinant of A with respect with the determinant of B, and then you can find out, and you can see that both of the results are very much equal with each other. So it is all about the properties of determinants. It is very much important for the purpose of the topic determinant, because all of the determinants are not solved by the general expanding method. Just you have to use these properties, 12 properties are there. Just you have to use the appropriate properties from the 12 properties, and then the determinant will be very much easy and very much easier or very much simple to solve it. In the next topic or in the next video session, we are going to discuss some of the basic problems only based upon these properties of determinant topic. Till then, thank you.